We're out here today at the shooting range. This is my brand new 450 Bergara Bushmaster. This is my first shot ever with a 450. I've never even shot one, but this is the gun that I got for some of the states now that is open to rifle hunting with a straight wall cartridge. So a lot of these states that were shotgun only are now rifle states with a straight wall gun. So this is my first shot with it, so we're gonna see and what it does and do some sighting. So all right, that one wasn't too bad. They bore sighted it, done a pretty good job it looks like. But we'll see what this one does. Okay, so that was the second shot. So far, it's doing good. I think they bore sighted it real good. I had to raise it up a little bit, but we're gonna see what it does at this yardage now, and hopefully get this dialed in pretty quick, because these shells are not too cheap. Right in there, man. That was all right. We're sighted in. It looks really good from 50 to 100. Looks like we're good out to about 200 yards. This is my first time ever really shooting a 450 or fooling with one. Now, of course, this gun's a straight wall gun. A lot of you, of course, have one, or a 350, a 450. When we say straight wall, if you're not familiar, it's just a rifle cartridge, a straight wall, instead of the high-powered rifles like your 30-06, 270, 308s, your 25-06, 300 mags. That's a really high-speed, high-powered bullet. This is a big bullet. This is a 260 grain bullet that's moving, about 2,000 feet a second. So it's really pumping it out there. But a lot of these states that were shotgun only are now starting to allow these kind of rifles, because you don't get the distance, 500-600 yards like you do in some of these high-powered rifle states. I want to talk just a minute in this video, though, about becoming a better rifle shooter. There's little things you can do, and I know a lot of people that watch this channel, a lot of people that subscribe are just new hunters, or maybe you're just starting hunting, deer hunting with a high-powered rifle, and maybe you've just been used to shooting maybe like a 20 gauge slug, or maybe maybe a 22 Magnum or something, not for deer, but you're just getting into the sport of shooting. Now you're wanting to come up to a high-powered rifle where you can start whitetail hunting. Well, there's things you can do that will increase your accuracy 100%. That it's just little things you need to work on in the off season. One of the most important things, and this is one of the most important things that I think any hunter should know when it comes to shotgun hunting, or especially rifle hunting. Maybe not so much shotgun, but even on my shotguns, I do this. And that is right here. This is all about trigger. Now this gun ain't loaded, but right here, this trigger needs to be light. I do not own a gun, and I would not own a gun, shotgun or rifle, if my triggers are not adjustable. Now when I say adjustable, I'm saying take it to a qualified gunsmith. Don't try to do it yourself. Take it to a qualified gunsmith and get your trigger down as light as possible. A lot of people go out with these rifles. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to take some of these old rifles out that people let me borrow and stuff. And man, you'd pull them big old Mausers up, and you pull them big old, old guns up, and you'd squeeze and squeeze, and man, you're just all over the place. And a lot of older rifles are like that. They've got really heavy triggers. You don't need to be hunting with a trigger that's 5.5, 6, 7, 8 pounds. It's ridiculous. And what's going to happen is when you're out there and you're under hunting circumstances, you're going to be doing this right here. Especially if you're just up against a tree and you don't have sandbags or something to rest, you're going to be doing this. And when you're trying to pull that trigger and it's squeezing and you're squeezing, man, and you're just going to cause flinching, you're going to cause moving, and you're going to cause gut shots and a lot of bad shots and wind up losing deer. You want triggers where you can absolutely take your pinky You say that's dangerous. That is not dangerous. All right, it is not dangerous if you have a good quality trigger. Where I would say for a rifle, anything under 4 pounds is a good start. All right, I personally like 2.5, 3 pounds. This gun I think is right at 3 pounds. And this is why I like Bergaras, is because they come from the factory right. Every rifle I've ever bought from a store or or off somebody, I've had to go adjust the triggers. Remingtons, a lot of them, I've had to adjust the triggers because they didn't meet my requirements. I've owned 2 Bergaras now. I've never, out of the box, I've never had to adjust the trigger. I mean, they are from the factory. They are just right. Okay, so you want light triggers. That's going to help your rifle shooting tremendously. So make sure if you got an older gun or you got a gun that you bought that maybe is a more less expensive gun, a lot of times they got them heavy, make sure you get them triggers right. Make sure you have a good optic. Now listen, when it comes to good optics, I know that a lot of people say, well, I can't afford to go out there and spend $150, $200, $300, $400 for a good optic. I understand that. But this is why that I really like the Conus line of scopes. The Conus scopes are really high quality scopes, but they're not super expensive, like you're going to pay $700, $800 for a scope. Okay, so this scope here that I have is about a $200 scope. Okay, this scope it's not going to break your bank, but it's going to be clear, it's going to be right, it's going to really handle well under high recoil guns. So make sure that you don't just run and try to buy some $30, $40, $50, $60 scope that's going to just break and mess up, maybe your reticle mess up and all that, because when you're out there under supreme cold conditions, and some of you live up north, some of you live in the Midwest where it gets really bitter cold, let me tell you something, cold weather can affect a lot of things. It can affect you as a hunter, it can affect you on your equipment. And so you want good high quality scopes, and that's what we have in the Conus line of scopes. So we'll leave a link in the description, you can check them out. All the scopes, I'm using the Armada on my 308, I'm using this Conus Pro on my 450. So these are just things that you really want to invest in. Invest in a good quality rifle, invest in good quality scopes, and invest in the trigger. Lastly, and I think this is the one thing that I really want to express. Some of you that are watching this are shooting way too much gun. If you want to become a good rifle shot, and I've seen this over and over the years of people who are shooting too much gun. And what I say, well, they're recoil sensitive, all right? Okay, they're recoil sensitive. And if you'll see, and a lot of guys, I guarantee you there's been guys right here at the shooting range today, or maybe not today, but they've been here in the past. They'll come out here with these big magnums, and they'll come out here with these great big old powerful guns, and and they're flinching, and they're recoil sensitive, and they're just all over the place. But they think, oh, I gotta have a 300 mag, I gotta have a 7 mag, I gotta have a 30-06 to kill a deer. The truth is, listen, the truth is, you don't have to have that to kill a whitetail. Do you know how many deers have been shot in North America with a 30-30? Do you know how many, there's probably been more deer killed with a 30-30 rifle than any other rifle in North America, all right? No kick hardly, but people can shoot them accurately, all right? If you go from a 30-30 and then the next year you want a 300 mag, you better stop a minute and evaluate, are you recoil sensitive? You don't want to get out here overgun, just like with bow hunting. I've seen people shoot too much bow. They're trying to pull 75, 80 pounds back, or even 65, and they're sitting there and man, they're shaking and they're doing all this, and they're just, doing all this number, and it's just too much, okay? You want to shoot a gun that's comfortable for you. And once you get a gun that you can shoot well, I don't care if it's a 243. If a 243 is all you can handle, if you can shoot accurate, that's what you want to stay with. A 30-30, a 25-06, any of these guns. This 450 don't have a lot of kick in it, so that's something you might want to invest in. If you want a good mid-range gun that don't have a lot of kick, 450, 350, find you something that's not going to rock your jaws and rock your head off, and you're going to be a little bit intimidated to shoot. Don't be macho and think you got to go out here with a 300 mag. Okay, don't do that. There ain't nobody out there in the woods, and there ain't nobody out there but you and the deer, there's nobody out there. Okay, nobody's going to be impressed for you shooting a deer with a big magnum when you don't need to. Now, if you like it and you can shoot it great, more power to you. But there's a lot of different options out there, especially in today's world of shootability. There's a lot of great calibers out there. Find you something, work on them triggers, get your confidence up, and I guarantee you, come November, you're going to be a lot more accurate, and when that buck comes in, there ain't going to be no question. You're going to have some confidence to put him on the ground. And you can send me a picture and say, hey, I've become a better rifle shot because of this video. Hey, make sure to subscribe to this video. Just hit that subscribe button down the corner. I'd really appreciate it. And also check out all of our sponsors below. Stoeger Shotguns, Kona Scopes. We're shooting all the Kona's line of scopes now, so check them out in the link below. Also check out Spring Fever Custom Calls if you're a big turkey hunter and you want to get into turkey hunting, or maybe you're in turkey hunting. I got a whole line of calls at Spring Fever. All the links below. There's a bunch of them. Tidewe that we're using. Their blinds, their boots, some of the clothing, a lot of the range finders, a lot of great products there at Tidewe.com. Just make sure to use the promo code Dale to get a better percentage off. Also, Bugcuffs. Check them out too. If you're looking for a good deer drag system, Buckcuffs is where you want to look. The description will be down in, or the link will be down in the description. And we appreciate you watching this video. And until the next video, we'll hopefully see you in the woods here pretty soon. God bless you. Stay safe and get out there and put them down range and get your confidence built up.